You need to know this, and this is part of the reason why some of you did not get the actual points. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so important battles that you need to remember. You need to remember the Schlieffen Plan was a key term. The battle that stopped the Schlieffen Plan from succeeding was the Battle of the... Anyone? Battle of the Marne. Yep. Battle of the Marne stopped the Schlieffen Plan from succeeding. It stopped German movement into France. Okay?
Is this Marie?
Marne.
Marie.
And as a result of the Germans not moving forward, what happened? What happened in northern France? As a result of the Germans not moving forward anymore. It became a stalemate. We already said it once, I just wanted to read it. Trench warfare. Okay, good. So the Battle of the Marne causes the trench warfare or stalemate in Northern Europe. Make sense? Great. Another battle that you were supposed to know about. Step 3 of our reenactment, we learn about Russia giving up. Now, what battle made Russia give up? The Battle of Tannenberg. It was in your reading. Remember how I said, oh, you match the real historical information? I was looking for this, which is why so many of you did not get the points for it, because you didn't find these particular names of battles. Okay? This basically weakens Russia. It's the turning point for Russia. Okay? And what will eventually lead to? What happens to Russia?
They surrender?
Yes. All right. Another battle that helps Russia dropping out of the war. This one we actually literally went over by name. Is one of the movies you had to watch, or you could have watched. Gallipoli. Now, the reason why Gallipoli was important specifically was because of its geopolitics. What was important about Gallipoli? Where was it? It was in the Ottoman Empire, but specifically, where was it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was right on the strait that connected the Mediterranean Sea to the...
Sea of Marmara?
The Mediterranean Sea to the Mediterranean Sea? Come on. The Mediterranean Sea to the Black Sea. And what country lies on the other side of the Black Sea? Russia. Okay, so if the Allies, Great Britain, France, etc., have control over Gallipoli, why is this a good thing for Russia? What can their allies get to Russia? Sort of. Not exactly they can attack. What can they provide Russia with?
Ammunition.
Weapons, food, troops. Very good. Reinforcements. Okay. If they, the Allies have this, if they have control over Gallipoli, then the Russians will have more weapons, more troops, more food. But because, what happens at Gallipoli? Who wins? The Germans, or the Central Powers, win at Gallipoli, which means what's going to happen to Russia? What will Russia not get? They will not get supplies, they will not get troops, they will not get weapons, they will not get food. Exactly. Does that make sense? Okay? Because Russia cannot get its food and supplies, etc., what happens?
They drop out of the
They
war.
drop out of the war. Does this make sense? Everybody clear? Okay, good. Now, when Russia drops out of the war, what do they do? What do they...
They beg.
No, when they drop out at first, when they dropped out of the war, what happened? They had to
Kidnap their people.
Give money.
Yeah, they had to give away. And what did they give away?
Land.
Land. And what was that treaty called?
Treaty.
Of Brest Litovsk. And this is where Russia
West.
gives land to who?
Germany.
Central Powers. Very good. Gives land to Central Powers and gets out of the war. Now, ironically, ladies and gentlemen, who signs the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk on the Russian side?
Lenin.
Lenin. And now you see how World War I is starting to blend into the Russian Revolution, yes?
Yeah.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, Russia gets out in the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. What happens that it looks like, at this point, who's going to win the war?
The Central Powers.
The Central Powers look like they're going to win the war, but what happens?
U.S. joins.
Yeah, the U.S. gets involved. What gets the U.S. involved? Not France. There are two things that gets the U.S. involved. Yeah, but yes, but in the real history, what actually happens? This is again where you guys did not get the point here. What gets the United States involved? What causes them to say, okay, this is too much, we're going to get involved?
Oh, they didn't.
Yes, unrestricted submarine warfare. Who was committing unrestricted submarine warfare?
Germany.
Germany. The result of the unrestricted submarine warfare by Germany is that USA gets involved. Now the other thing, yes, the Zimmerman Note. We also have the Zimmerman Note. These two things were not simultaneous. They did not happen at the same time. The Zimmerman Note was actually sent in 1915. And it was an agreement, well, actually it wasn't an agreement. It was a bribe. Germany was trying to bribe Mexico to get involved in the war on whose side? On their side, on Germany's side. And who did they want Mexico to attack? United States, exactly. They wanted to preemptively get the United States involved in World War I, but by preoccupying, making the United States have to defend itself against Mexico, Germany felt like, look, the United States is going to be so involved with Mexico, they're not going to have time to deal with us. Does that make sense? Okay, so that was in 1915, but it was intercepted by whom? Which country intercepted it? Not Brazil. Great Britain intercepted this note. They did not deliver the note. Great Britain intercepts the note. They don't deliver it. They hold on to the note until they can use United States help. Does that make sense? So they recognize the United States is getting super annoyed with the unrestricted submarine warfare. Yes, and then they release the Zimmerman Note to the United States and say, look, this is what Germany was going to do to you in 1915. You should get involved in the war now in 1917. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You guys get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Fantastic. Marvelous. Grand. Great. Super. All right. So now, United States gets involved. What happens with Germany?
Gives it.
They want to make peace.
What's the key term here? Well, that's one key term, but that's before. What do they try to do?
Oh, the peace treaty.
No, not peace treaty.
Armistice.
Armistice.
Oh yeah.
Not a compromise. And this is the end of fighting. It is not a surrender. It is not a treaty. It's just simply an agreement to end fighting. Does this make sense? So that gets us to the end of World War I, correct? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic, marvelous, grand, great, super.